turning the refinery, of turning the reactor over to AECL was completed on time and on cost. Where the delays have now occurred has been with the AECL and the federal government. And it's so important that we get some clarity now from AECL and the federal government, who is responsible for this Crown Corporation, of when this reactor will be turned back over to the province to begin producing power for New Brunswickers and Atlantic Canadians. So yes, we are very concerned today that we have not been able to receive the information we've asked for. We're going to be reaching out to the federal minister. I'm going to be reaching out to the Prime Minister as well. This is an issue that has to seize the importance of the Government of Canada. Today, AECL seems to be scattered in a number of different areas pertaining to the isotope issue, the Bruce reactor that's under construction in Ontario. There are a number of other issues that seem to be taking away their top priority, which should be the refurbishment of the first CANDU 6 reactor.
So they're not putting enough focus then on this refurbishment at this time, do you think?
There'll be more information provided on this later in the week of what our concerns are and what steps need to be taken. But today as Premier, I can say very clearly that we have taken a contract that was signed by the former Conservative government. And I find it a bit ironic when I heard Kirk MacDonald's comments this week saying that I should be fully engaged in this. I have been fully engaged in this, but I'm working around the parameters of a contract that his government signed. And now it is the federal government's responsibility through AECL to give us some firm timelines of what we can work around. The province of New Brunswick has moved forward in an expeditious fashion. We, through NB Power, turned the reactor over to AECL for the refurbishment process, the replacement of the tubes that were required, and the holdup now is on AECL side.
So they're essentially not keeping up their end of the bargain, that the province has done its responsibility?
Well, the challenge, as we all know today, is that when the reactor was turned over to AECL, some of the technology that was supposed to work did not work as envisioned because it was the first time it's ever been utilized. There have been some bumps along the way. That's why the deadline keeps getting extended and extended. What the government of New Brunswick is looking for now from the government of Canada, who is the owner of AECL, is when the reactor will be turned back over to the province's responsibility so that we can go live with the reactor and start producing power. That's what we now is a concrete deadline.
This is obviously very expensive for ratepayers and taxpayers because it's $1 million a day every day that it is late. Should New Brunswickers be concerned about that, and how do you sort of ease concerns that this could affect power rates and things like that?
Well, we are taking a number of steps to mitigate the risk to New Brunswickers. We're in constant discussions with AECL. What I can say is we're working around a contract that the former Lord government signed. And I'm not saying it's a bad contract. There are a number of provisions in there actually that put the risk back on AECL. So that's why it's important now to see what AECL is going to do with that risk that they're absorbing with these delays that are in place.
So rather than New Brunswick